Hey, guy, Brown's Rod and Custom. Wanted to show you something. We did a couple things this morning. Kind of a culmination of a couple weeks worth of work, and I think you can see it right there. We built the bed of the '58 Apache with what we have. We are missing some parts. I don't have a tailgate, and I don't have the front of the bed, but I do have a bungee cord, which is cool. But it's holding it. So here in a couple weeks, we'll have the front bed panel. But it went together incredibly well. Like, this was an absolute pain in the butt to get off when we took it off December. Slid right on. Bolts went right in. Everything couldn't have went any easier. But very, very, very happy with how it's sitting. It's a little weird, I'm not going to lie, seeing it with the bed on. You know, it looks like it's a farm truck. It just sits so high, but it gives us an idea of what we got, and that is exactly what I wanted to do, is just really just see what parts I could save and how they would look on here and what would clean up and what wouldn't. And so far, these are right on track for what we need to do, what we were hoping for. So figure we'll have the new front panel, new tailgate, probably new fenders, definitely a new fender here. The other side, maybe, we'll see. So, totally different looking truck with a bed on it. It's just so weird, but I love it. I really do like it. Now, if you look at this, these cross braces here, they're not hooked to anything, right? That's because the L bracket, the angle that went there, that's where they mount to. So I have to, once we get that patched up there and the new angle on there, then we can actually bolt it all up there. But yeah, kind of cool. Kind of gives you an idea where we're going with this. So the 1958 Chevy Apache now has a bed. You guys have watched us take this from a rusty piece of junk, patinaed, nasty, take it down to bare metal, metal condition it with Eastwood Fast Edge, epoxy primed all these pieces, and now here we are. We've got ourselves a bed. Now, please keep in mind, this truck is not going to sit this high. This frame is getting completely redone, and this truck is going to go way down, okay? Like way down. It's going to have Mustang 2 with 2-inch drop spindles on the front, and we're going to drop, I think, 6 to 8 inches in the rear, and I think 6 to 9 inches in the front, and then you put the tires and all that, combine all that, I mean, we're going to be low. So we won't be up here, which, you know, would, if this actually was sitting on that frame right now, oh my God, look incredible. But being up so high, it looks a little wonky, and not having the fenders, I mean, the fenders on this is just absolutely gigantic. I mean, this is the line for the fender. All the way to here. That's all fender. So, you know, massive fenders on this thing. But good news is, you know, we have some parts that are actually usable here, which is great. So, bed sides are on. All the cross braces are in. And they're just rough bolted in. I haven't even tightened anything really down. I mean, they're not moving, but, you know, I haven't torqued them down or anything. And these aren't the right bolts. These are just things we had and just kind of wanted to get it to this point. But gives us a really good idea of what we have. And then once I get, the next step is to get my rear fenders out. Even though I'm probably not going to use them, I'm still going to take them down to bare metal and clean them up and prime them. And then we can bolt them on. And then we can really get an idea on our spacing for the wheels and what width the rear end needs to be to get narrowed to. We got a 9-inch Ford we're going to put in this. Then we're going to take it up to Moser Engineering, and then we'll see, but we need to see what our measurements are going to be for the tire size. I'd like to do like a 20 by 10 in the back, 20 by 8 in the front. That's what I'd like to do. I think it's possible, but it might take a little finagling, and I just want to be able to see what I have. So yeah, we're looking good, guys. So long story short, for those of you that just joined in, we have assembled the bed pieces that we do have. Now the front, you've got vice grips holding it on and a bungee cord, because we don't have that front panel yet. We're going to have that in about a week. Run up to National Parts Depot in Ocala and pick that up. It's about 40 minutes north of us. And then that'll really bring the box together. And then these cross braces here are not actually mounted to anything, because the angle, there's an angle bracket that goes literally from there all the way to the front. And you can see all the holes where it was. That was all spot welds. We removed them because they were completely rotted out. And so I need to remake those, basically fabricate them and then weld them back up. And then these will mount to that. So that's why they're not in. But we are bolted up on the back here. That went well, both sides. And we're looking pretty good up there. It's not too bad. With the bungee cord really helped. So this is what she looks like, boys. Thought you guys might find this interesting. Now something else we did this morning, because we did, if you remember, we had just a garage full of parts and tables full of parts primed. Had to go and get them all somewhere. We put the dash back together. So ashtray went in, the block off plate, and the glove box door, and I found my latch that I had on here that I had taken off a long time ago. And now I don't have to put tape on this and have this drop down. So that's exciting. But, you know, kind of cool. I did find it's actually in my camper now, but I had a big tub of parts that I took off of this. And one of the things that we were hoping that we had was the windshield wiper pieces, right? The linkage and all that stuff, because we were talking to Newport Engineering about getting one of their electric wiper kits for this truck, and they said you need certain parts off of that. And I'm like, shit, I don't know if I have that. I don't remember, you know. I mean, I took this apart back in December, so actually I think it might have been earlier than that when I did that stuff. But good news is we had all these pieces. I did have my glove box lock, and it does work, which is great. And so that's a really big step in the right. But there's the bracket that holds this glove box from flopping all the way down. I found that. I just got to clean it up and paint it, prime and paint it, and get that in there. But yeah, we're starting to look like a truck. It's really interesting. And again, for those of you that just joined, the frame and the height of the truck is nowhere near where this truck's going to be. This is the correct frame, but everything on it is getting removed and redone. So don't think we're going to leave it like this. We're not. So it's going to go down. It'll actually be sitting very similar to the 44, close to the right of what the truck will be. So as opposed to monstrous, it'll be way lower, which will, you know, in turn look pretty cool. Now, something I do have that I still need to do, I have the brackets that come off of this cross member here for the steps side bed. This step was good. This is savable. The other side, though, was rotted off because that's where that spare tire was, and it just, you know, it is what it is. But I need to buy one step. So basically, I'm going to go to National Parts Depot, and I'm going to buy the back panel here, so I can get that done. We're going to get the back window rubber, which is like 30 bucks. This back panel is like 195. And then one altogether, it was like $380 worth of stuff, something like that. But I'm going to pick that up here next week, along with the power brake. So basically the brake pedal assembly that mounts under the dash with the firewall mount with the chrome 8-inch booster, power brake booster with the chrome dual master cylinder, the proportioning valve, and all the stuff set up for disc because we're going to run 4-wheel disc brakes on this. That I'm ordering on Thursday, so that's kind of exciting. A lot of this stuff's going to start showing up. Now we got a couple things we got to figure out. Third brake light Do we want to use the ones that mount in here? They do have a third brake light that mounts in. Or do we want to put a flush mount up in here somewhere? Just see. If we do that, I'll pick one of those up here in the next couple weeks, probably like a Hagen or something like that, Hagen brand. And we'll get that in and we'll bring all that to you as well. But yeah, it's coming together. So basically what you're gonna see here is 2 fenders. The back bed piece will be new. A standard tailgate. I'm just gonna use the stock tailgate that says Chevrolet on it. And then tail lights, I think I'm gonna integrate. I'm gonna flush mount into the fenders, like a Hagen, like a, not really a teardrop, but you'll see. But I'm gonna integrate them. Flush mount a fuel door, because we're gonna run the tank in the bed, but I want it side exit so that it comes out here. I don't want to fill the bed here, because the plan is there's a company that makes aluminum beds, okay, for the actual wood floor of the bed. And they have them with designs in them, okay? So I've talked to a company that has a really cool design that I think would look amazing on this truck that I want to get for this. So I don't really want to tub it, and I don't really want to do any of that. I just want it to be what it is. But I also don't want to have to cut a hole in it to put gas in it there. So it'll be a wood-looking aluminum bed with a killer design in it. And it's definitely, again, this will be a show truck. This is not going to be a, you know, load it up and go to Home Depot kind of thing. So, so the idea there was to gas tank back here, but side exit and then into the actual fender, do a Hagen fuel door and do that. So that's kind of the idea there. But again, boys, look at this. This is cool. We got a bed. Just pretty neat. And then, again, for you guys that just came in, we put the dash back together. You got the, yeah, it opens. Anyway, ashtray, block off plate. This plate won't actually be here. The AC controls will be here because we'll have air conditioning. And then I put the glove box door on and I found my glove box lock, thank God. And now I don't have to put tape on there to hold it up, because that was really the only answer I had. So that helps a lot. But now we got all the parts where they're supposed to be. So that opens up the garage again. We can get the Volkswagen in here again, which is nice. But now it's time to just really hammer down on bodywork, get some parts ordered, get some things here, and just really kind of finalize some of this stuff. Go ahead and start working on these bedsides, you know? I mean, all that's holding it on is 2 bolts on the back and a bungee cord and a vice grip. So get all this fixed. Get this back of this cab dialed in and heavy primed and blocked multiple times. The inside of the cab, finish this up. It's not far. It's not far off. Get all this cleaned up and get all this heavy primed. Same with the dash. Get it all blocked down, ready for paint. Door jambs, same thing, you know? Just really just take the next month and just body work the hell out of this cab and this bed. That's the idea. Big Ron will be doing a lot of that. I'll be doing a lot of the other stuff. I'll be helping him, but you're gonna see me taking rear fenders down to bare metal, stripping these doors, getting everything ready, welding up all this kind of shit. So, you know, we can get these doors actually epoxied and get them back onto the truck, fitting correctly and all the things, and opening and shutting, doing what they're supposed to do. That's the next steps of this. And then we'll go from there. I also have a really good hood that is already epoxy white. But I need to get that out here and get it on and test my hood hinges that were on the truck, see if they're any good. If not, we'll get some hood hinges. But I do have a pair. I put my hands on them this morning and start putting the pieces together. So, yeah. Anyway, boys, thanks for watching. If you're watching this, please like and subscribe. We'd love to have you. And I will be back later on. We will have a video for tonight. It shows us building the bed. If you want to see that whole process, check us out, Brown's Rod and Custom. You guys know where you're at. It's all there. How we bolted this together, the whole process. Yesterday's video was us priming, epoxy priming all these parts. And the day before that was metal conditioning all these parts. And the week before that was me taking these from rusty looking patina down to bare metal and getting them to where we could do that whole process and get to this point. So if you want to see all that, check that out. It's a bunch of bodywork videos and stuff where Big Ron's been in here. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll have a video for you tonight and we'll be back. Really appreciate you all watching. Have a good one.